Facebook users can now appeal censorship decisions to Oversight Board. Welcome back to Impact. It's your boy, Papa Swolio. Now, it's been a minute since we've covered some tech stuff, but obviously there is some hardcore censorship going on. Now, it's been happening on all these platforms for a long time. If you want to learn more about all the stuff that's going on politically, you can check out the Papa Swolio channel and the Red, White, and Swole show on Apple Podcast and so forth. But this is something that we all need to be aware of because it affects how we post online. It affects how we distribute our content and what could get flagged and what could actually shut down our channels. So let's look at what you can actually do if something like this happens. This is recently posted from Fox News. Facebook users will be able to appeal the social media platform's censorship of some posts to its new oversight board within the next few weeks. The new appeals process comes at the same time Facebook is cracking down on conspiracy theory groups such as QAnon amid pressure from politicians and large corporations alike to prevent hate speech on the platform. And that's a very gray area because when the government, you should not have, that's for a court to decide whether or not it's hate speech. When you have a company that is determining what someone can say and what can't say, that's very frightening, and that's a very slippery slope. Quote, over the next few weeks, our nearly 3 billion users will have access to an independent review of difficult content decisions, the company said in a Thursday blog post. The company describes the board as a global body of experts separate from Facebook that will make independent and binding decisions on the cases they choose to hear. The Menlo Park, California-based company has committed to enforcing the board's decisions on individual pieces of content and to carefully considering and transparently responding to any policy recommendations. The board will make decisions on which cases to take, selecting from both cases appealed by users and cases referred by Facebook. The panel will be able to make decisions within 90 days after Facebook removes a post. So here's a little image of the case timeline. You have the window for the user to appeal or case referral by Facebook, the case selection and the panel assignment, the case preparation and external expert input, the panel deliberation and decision drafting. Then you have pre-finalization review of decision by full board, the decision publication, implementation of content decision, and window for Facebook public response on decision and policy recommendation. So this is like step after step after step after step. I mean, a lot of people that have gotten their stuff banned or blocked from Facebook, they just get it blocked. It just shuts off and it's like, hey, boom, it's been shut down. And then unless you are someone that has clout, that has a lot of followers, that maybe can garner some attention on Twitter or something like that, there's no real methodology. There's really no way to contact Facebook in regards to any kinds of issues. I've had that issue, but I've had that concern personally when something has happened. There's just no one you can talk to. They're always trying to offer, manager to help you with your ads because they want you to spend more money with them, but not when it comes to your actual profile and getting things unblocked or removed. I've had many ads that were flagged because I was talking about weight loss or I was talking about changing composition. I can't talk about someone's appearance and blah, blah, blah. All these weird, sensitivity things that they have to try to prevent. And there's been a lot of, Facebook whistleblowing coming out talking about how biased Facebook is and how they've literally gotten guidelines on how to block posts and what speech to block and what to look for. And there are literally people there that are doing this type of content management and content oversight. Facebook came under fire last week after it decided to reduce the distribution of a New York Post article showing purported communication between 2020 Democratic nominee Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and an advisor to a Ukrainian energy company, Burisma Holdings LLC. A spokesperson for the company said in an October 14 tweet that Facebook made the decision to restrict the article. While independent fact checkers review its contents, there have been no updates so far. And that's all been verified. It's been verified by the Director of National Intelligence. It's not Russian disinformation. It's been verified. It's legit. And still nothing. Facebook told Fox Business that the New York Post could not appeal the company's decision to reduce the distribution of its article since the article was not completely removed from the platform. Quote, as of today, users can only refer content that has been taken down to the board. Facebook spokeswoman Ruchika Budraha apologies if I butchered that, said in a statement, since we did not remove content that linked to the New York Post article, users wouldn't be able to appeal that decision. She added that Facebook's goal is to bring into scope all types of content outlined in the bylaws, including content left up. The social media regulation of content is, quote, out of control. President Trump, who's running against Biden, told Fox Business's Varney and Co. in an October 15th interview regarding Facebook's and Twitter's decisions on the article, quote, and it's like a third arm, maybe a first arm of the DNC. Twitter and Facebook, they're all there. Like, really, it's a massive campaign contribution. A number of Republican legislators have voiced concerns about being censored on Facebook and other platforms such as Twitter and Google. Facebook maintains that it does not suppress certain news outlets or conservative users over others. Website's founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg said in a 2019 interview with Fox News' Daily Briefing that he thinks conservative outlets perform quite well on the platform, but they're far and few between. And that's why they perform well, because there aren't many of them, because a lot of them get censored. Quote, California is an overwhelmingly left-leaning place. If you look at the political donations from the tech companies, it's 90+% of them go towards Democratic candidates. So I understand why people would ask the question of, are my ideas getting a fair shake? Zuckerberg said at the time. And all I can say on this is something I care deeply about. I want to make sure we can be a platform for all ideas. The company also has received pressure from the left and a number of civil rights groups to do a better job blocking posts that spread hate and discrimination. And I really do think that hate and discrimination, that's for a court of law to decide. Obviously, we need some regulations. Obviously, I mean, I really do believe that these big tech companies need regulation hardcore, because this stuff gets out of control very, very fast. And if you're going to have, and this has always been the debate as to, are social media platforms utilities like power, like water, that you can't just keep people away from sanitation, stuff like that. Things that people have a right to. Now, because social media has become our forum, it's become our social circle, how we engage and how we have discourse, then it should be. It should be a right for everyone to post what they want to post and to have that communication. There should be the regular censorship, no one actually with hate and danger and threats of violence, like the same stuff as anywhere. At the same time, when you start getting into the mire with Facebook regulating speech and regulating what they determine as hate speech, there are a lot of things that people get flagged for, and Facebook owns Instagram. So there's a lot of things that people have gotten flagged for on Instagram. Progress pictures, coming back to a fitness standpoint, that's my wheelhouse. People have messaged me endlessly about them getting transformation photos removed. That doesn't make, that's something that, how is that offensive? It actually shows someone's success. We should be lauding that. So this can definitely go, this needs to be addressed. Like, hopefully, no matter who wins the presidential election and how this moves forward, we need to regulate these big companies, because this is hardcore weaponization. And when you start, if you allow private companies to dictate what can be said and what can't be, then obviously this is going to be taken advantage of. So what are your thoughts? Thank you so much for watching. Remember, hit that subscribe button. There is some more Swolenormous Procast coming up, and eventually when the next Procast launches, this will be a podcast. So you'll be able to find the Swolenormous Procast everywhere. And remember, if you want the bonus content from the Swolenormous Procast, personal questions answered for the Swole fam by myself and KD, you can subscribe to Swole TV and get access to the Swole fam over at swolenormousx.com. All those links are in the description down below. And I'll be seeing you real soon for some more impact. Peace out, fam.